Hello guys, welcome once again to our YouTube channel. Um, if you're not subscribed, please guys make sure you click on the subscription button on our individual YouTube channel to subscribe, like, and comment on our videos. So today we're going to be talking about the episode 7 on the new season of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Um, we had the continuation of Robyn crying, what did you guys think about the casting? How she just began crying? Because I felt like it didn't make sense to me.
I feel like I'm just so tired of Robyn crying over Juan. I mean, I understand maybe everything's hitting her all at once. She feels like everybody's against her because nobody's really going for it. You know, I'm just kind of tired of Robyn crying and deflecting and protecting. I understand stand by your man, but when your man is just kitty litter, it's like no, so I'm just kind of over it.
What about you, Shop?
Yeah, I didn't understand why she was so upset. I'm wondering if it's something that someone had said to her before that, she should not have made the comments that she made about him in the job situation. I just was confused as to why she was so distraught about what I guess Candace had said about her making the comments at the reunion about Juan's job. It just really upset her. And we don't see Robyn break down like this. I can only think of one other time when she broke down years ago with the whole financial situation, but we usually don't
Right.
see Robyn act like this.
So you feel like it was like a build up from every other chat that she has had about this one situation that else make her break down then.
No, not a buildup of that. I'm just wondering if maybe there was some, I don't want to say truth to it, or I don't know. I don't know why this particular conversation about Juan and the job made her so upset.
I think maybe it was when Wendy pulled out that code on her.
You're right, Title 9.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of like snapped it in place, because she probably been seeing that all over the paperwork, violation of Title 9, violation, stamped in red, so it probably touched a nerve, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To let her know that Wendy understands the severity of the
Right.
charge.
Since she works for a university.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I was wondering, has the conversation come up before? Like, did someone say that, like, oh, your wife should have never said that on that show? Or was that conversation brought up to her in the past regarding Title IX, like you mentioned, and the
Mhm.
whole job situation? Why did this trigger her so badly when we've been seeing Robyn on the show for years and we've never seen her break down like this, other than the financial situation? I don't remember her getting so upset like this before.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Now, what was surprising to me is that Mia was also in that vehicle, right? And she saw what happened. So why did she switch up when she came into the mix of the women? I was like, Candice did some said something to her to flare her up. Like, I was surprised by Mia's change of the situation of what really happened with her and what Candice really said. Like you said, I don't think what Candice said was literally something that would warrant it. Like she said, it's not wise to talk about a legal battle going on right now. Can't be talking about it and trying to make a point about your own case. So I don't think she said anything that was really like, okay, this is the nail that hits everything that made her start crying. So Mia coming here and like trying to blame everything on Candice and making it look as if Candice really did one extravagant thing, one big blowout that warranted um uh Robyn crying did not make sense. I feel like she wanted to play the victim. I feel like she knew that coming here, she had more people at her side than Candice. So she decided that, okay, you know what? If this waterworks start dropping, surely all of them were going to crawl to me and take my side. That's what me I just felt.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of feel like it was a buildup of, everything. And like I said, Wendy just nailed it for her. That's like putting a nail in the
Mm.
cross, man. She nailed it for her. And that, I think, has just struck a nerve, you know? And then everybody keeps talking about it. They're not letting it die down.
Yeah, but what was this? No, what I was asking the question, how did you feel about Mia coming to make it look as if it was Candice that was making Robyn cry? Like coming into here, she was in the same car that Candice, Robyn just started crying all of a sudden. Nobody was, Wendy was even surprised why she was crying. So for me also coming here to the ladies and start being like, oh, Candice said some things that made her like trying to push all the blame for Robyn crying on Candice.
Well,
I was asking how you felt about that.
I kind of look at it like this. Mia's trying to get in where she could fit in at this point. You know what I'm saying? Her and Robyn just kind of made that little bond over the crash of their family financials, that they have something in common, so she's just trying to get in where she fit in. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I don't remember that part. I don't remember. I thought I remember Mia saying that Candace said something, but didn't Candace say something to make Robin cry? Because Candace said that she didn't think it was wise that Robin talked about Juan's situation at the reunion. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, that she said
Yes,
the
that's
same
what
thing in her
happened.
car. She said the
She
same
has
thing
said
in her
that same
car.
thing earlier on too. She said it earlier on when they were in, I don't know, when they were trying to, okay, when they were having that painting stuff.
Okay,
She,
was it Candace who did make her cry, or what I'm missing something?
Candice, like I said, I was confused for the tears. I was confused where the tears started coming from. That's
Oh,
why I
for
posed the question like,
Robin or
oh,
Candace's tears? Robin's
for
tears or Candace?
Robyn.
Oh, okay. I think maybe like with Living With My Girl said when Wendy threw out the Title IX, that was like so formal. And that may have been the language that may have been used during that whole situation with the university. So maybe, that triggered her because, Wendy, as you said, Wendy knows what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
No, that's
And
like
maybe
that's
I,
he
like
had
putting her business in the streets, like
right,
legal talk to put your business in
right.
the street. Like, hey, don't take this lightly, because this is a violation of this code that you swore to uphold. And then the charges, don't take it lightly. It's a big
I,
deal.
I didn't understand where it all went to. Both of them started crying. Like I was like, I'm watching drama. Like, am I watching drama? Am I watching a K drama?
Yeah, Candace is just doing way too much, and her shiny nose was really
I
bothering me. You guys notice her nose was shining? It always does.
think probably it's her.
When she cried,
What's the um what they call that stuff on makeup? I literally can't remember.
rouge.
You
Contour.
know, no. Right now my brain is freezing to remember. But I was like, what's going on here? Why is nobody crying? Why is Candice crying? Who am I looking at? It's like
Candace wants to be Robin's friend again. That's what it all boils down to because she really liked Robin and like she said, she thought of her as a big sister. So I think she, probably misses their friendship and their closeness. But she really came after Robin this summer. They showed all of the Twitter stuff and things she was posting and saying. So I guess Robin is still upset about that. But yeah, I think Candace, misses the friendship and that's why
Yeah, but
she broke down.
But the thing is that the both of them came for themselves. Robin, at the first place, siding with Giselle. When I believe that, okay, a situation happened, you're my friend. Of course, being my friend, you've been around my husband. You know my husband. You know what my husband is capable of doing. Then an allegation comes up tomorrow and be like, oh, so person said this specific things about my husband. The first person I believe should have my side should be my friend. So if my friend is literally going to the other side and being like, okay, I'm going to stand with this side and say, yes, I believe what they say. Is that what, is that friendship worth it? Because I feel like the moment um Robbins went at the side of Giselle, supported Giselle, and started being like trying to be in support of Giselle in her lies about Chris, and even trying to make suggestion about it. That was where I felt like that was messed up. And sometimes, as friends, we might be hurt. I'm not saying that Candice was nice to Robin. Candice went hard at Robin, but it also comes from a place of hurt. You look at this one person, you believe that I should trust this lady. Like with their friendship was strong, and you believe that okay, this person should have my back no matter what. And the person was amongst the people that literally stabbed you in the back. You were very hot. So as much as Candice was how me I saw it then was yes, I saw Candice put a lot of things out on social media, did a lot of interviews, said some things. Even her herself went on her podcast, the podcast with Han Giselle, said some things too. So it's a two-way thing.
Right.
Let nobody start acting a righteous person like, oh, she did this to me. No, the both of you hurt yourself.
Right.
Giselle, Robin hurt Candice. Candice hurt her back. Then before you know, they started going back and forth with the hurt. Now I think probably Candice has gotten to a place she has realized that you know what, I'm tired of this hurting each other, like petty hurting. I want to make things get you hurt. It's not important. What I feel we should work on is our relationship. But because of I feel the reason why Robin has not realized that all these pettiness between the both of themselves, where they go at each other with their pettiness and their insults and whatever, is because of the people she has by her side. Because Giselle doesn't want any relationship and any form of shape with Candace. Wendy was literally telling her there, you know what, you can work on this. It can be better. But she was like, I don't want to talk to that person. Like, I don't even understand why she. So it depends on the people you have on your back. It depends on who is whispering in your ears. The both of them hurt themselves, and that's why I don't pity any of them. I don't pity when they were both crying. I didn't feel any ounce of pity for both Robin and Candace. They by themselves. I'm not gonna say this person was the first person to ruin the relationship because they say it takes two to tango. So if one person acted in a certain way, you could have acted in a different way, but you decided to act in the way you acted, which now made the situation worse than it was. So at the end of the day, the both of them caused the issues, caused the hurt against themselves. And I think that if not because of Robin being at the side of Giselle, she would have realized that this thing is both of them's fault. It's neither Candy's fault nor her own fault. That's just it. That's just what I'm gonna say about it.
Okay.
Because I felt like for me, I felt like maybe although the tears was funny to me when the both of them were crying up, but I felt like she felt the emotion because you know your friend and you know she doesn't really tear up like that. So maybe she would have really like, you know what, I've never really seen her been in this state before. Probably she's hot. And at this moment, I want to really be a friend for her. But it's painful to me that I cannot be that friend for her. It's just my own opinion. No, I don't know what that's what she's really thinking. But I felt like that must have been what was in her head right there, like thinking that, oh, I've never seen her in this situation before. I want to be her friend. So that's just it. That's my own opinion on it.
Yeah, or maybe Robin is just afraid of all the backlash that she's gonna get from Juan, because he has a sharp little tongue. You know what I'm saying? He cuts her down and makes her feel like it's her fault for listening. When she's being approached by all this, like, you know, so
Mm.
maybe she's thinking about, hey, I know I'm gonna tell him about this, but then I gotta worry about the backlash and by him saying, don't be around this person, don't be around that person, or hey, why don't you just get off the show completely? It's too much for our family. We're going through enough. You never know. You never know what conversations are about.
Yeah, yeah. You sound just like him compared to how he sounded in the episode. Did you hear Giselle call Candace a thing? She said that thing over there.
Yes.
Yes, that was so uncalled for.
And that's why I was saying that I feel like the reason why Candice and Robin cannot get to the place they were before is because of those whispers in her ears. In Candice camp, you still see them trying to be like, um, you need to go, you need to try to see whether it will still work. Why in her own camp, Robin's camp, we have total haters of Candice. And they're whispering in her ears, this lady is this, this lady is this. She's not taking time to form an opinion of her own, or look at the situation in a better light. So when she said that thing there, I was like, wow, the hate is real. Oh my god. I said the hate is real. And Mia agreeing with her. I don't think Mia and Candice have issues, right?
No, not that I know of. Not that I've ever seen.
What about 2 seasons ago? Remember, they got into it. Remember
No, refresh my memory.
when Candace threw the salad at Mia and they were in the
Oh
kitchen
yeah.
at the rental house?
Oh
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
okay.
At the vacation home. Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah.
but I don't think they really have any interactions right now. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. But she now she's asking them to she decided to go get fresh air, which I understood because sometimes we're wanting to be somewhere, just be in one place. So it's understandable. Please, what's with Robin and her sorry, what's with Ashley and her issues with this lady's triangle? She saw nothing to complain about apart from that. I
I don't know.
I I didn't understand why I was like, okay, let me hear what she has to say in her confessionals. Let me just listen. And she complained about crying. I was like, what? It's giving real hate. It's giving like the dislike is real.
Yeah, they don't really care for each other.
The dislike is real. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh god, these ladies. Some of them just be co-workers. Co-workers.
Yes, co-workers.
And this other group. Oh my god.
Yay
Why
for
was she
Nika.
complaining?
Nika got
What?
herself a confessional. Yay for her.
What was her complaint about? Because it felt off to me.
What complaint?
She was like, Candice doesn't have a mind of her own. Wendy is just there like a vulture, like putting everything in her head. Because Wendy was like, you should not cry. Like trying to take Candice not to cry. It's not important. For her, the only thing that's important is for her to see if she could walk through the relationship with Robyn. And and Neka was there and she was just like looking and she was like, oh, she was just putting all her own ideas on Candy's head. Like she didn't want Candice to even think. And they played back when Candice was trying to tell her to have a chat with Neka and Wendy was like, you know what, when it comes to me and her, don't put your mouth inside. I'm like, that's not anything. I feel like I can tell my friend if I don't want her to bring out or bring up discussions with me and another person. So I don't understand why she went to a professionals and was like, talking to see if Wendy was like the control freak of a friend. I've never really seen Wendy as a control freak of a friend that wants to control everything Candice does. And I don't think Candice is that kind of friend that you can actually control. So I
No,
don't know.
but just to piggyback on what you said about the crying angles, Candace is
Yeah.
always crying. Oh my God. Like
Yeah.
for her to be acting like such a tough chick, you know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
cries at the drop of a hat. And her little crying angles is because she doesn't want her mascara to run, which I can understand because I hate to cry personally, and I probably got a crying angle too. you know. So, maybe she just doesn't want her mascara to run and her makeup to get all over her face. I mean, makeup is expensive. So why
Yeah.
let it run all over your face? And then plus you're on camera, so you want to remain cute at all times, you know. So as far as Mecca saying that basically Mecca is saying that Wendy is controlling Candace in her thought pattern. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, that's not gonna happen. It did seem kind of like to me like Wendy was like, "Oh no, don't you dare go over there and comfort her, girl." Like, you my friend. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it did seem like some of that. Like friend control.
Yes, and you
Mm-hmm.
made a good point because it seems as though it's the three amigos with Karen, Wendy, and Candace this season. So yeah,
Mhm.
it did seem like she's trying to get Candace to toughen up, don't give in. You're supposed to be on our team this season.
Yeah,
So yeah, living with my girls. I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, you bring up a good point.
yeah.
I think I'll have that disagreement with you guys because I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it about we versus them. I saw it today, like for me, I felt like she was like, you know what? I know if you go there, it's gonna be worse at this time because now Giselle is pumped up, Mia is pumped up, Robyn is pumped up. The situation is not going to get better if Candice tries to go try to be like, okay, I'm trying. I didn't mean anything I said like that. If there was anything I said that hurt you, they will never want to believe what she says at that moment. Or as far as the three of them are all pumped up for that situation. If you can remember when they were in the Uber going home, Giselle literally said that I was ready. I don't know whether you saw that. I was ready to go in. So I feel like Wendy weighed the situation, knowing that if my friend should go there, she will get eaten up. And I don't want her to be in that situation. Or I don't even want myself to be in that situation. Because of course, as a friend, she want to be in support of Candace, no matter what. So I
Mhm.
felt like the way she was like, you know what? Let's not let's not do that. Let's not go to that place that the situation will get from, it's right now it's on the 50% level, then it gets to 100% level. That's how me I saw it. Like because in previous episodes or seasons, have we really seen Wendy as a person that we want to really impute her thought and opinions on every other person? I've not really seen her like that.
No, no, I
That's
haven't seen her like that. No.
so that's how me I just judged it. Like, okay, she's trying to just make the situation not get worse. And she knows that they are literally mocking her because of the tears that she is crying. She also knows her friend is a crybaby.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yes,
knows
and
her
it's
friend.
so annoying.
Exactly. She knows her friend. She knows her friend is a crybaby, and she knows that maybe that cry could be annoying too. But as a friend, you cannot tell her that in front of every other person. So what other way for your friend toughen up is, babes, don't go there. So I felt like that's what she was just doing. She's just trying to push her friend not to act the way she knows that she would have acted, and probably give them ammunition for them to talk at her, to abuse her, or say whatever they want to say to her. I felt like that was what Wendy was doing, rather than trying to like um force her. Because Mia and Giselle were literally saying what they wanted to say. They already started with the abuse. They already started coming for Candace. In short, everybody was like looking at Candice and laughing at her, mocking her for the tears. So the same thing that Wendy was trying to prevent was kind of a little bit happening. At the end of the day, I still don't feel pity for the both of them. Both the Robyn and the Candace. But this situation, I feel like where me I'm coming from, I felt like Neka doesn't really know Wendy like that. Neither does she know Candice like that for her to be making opinions over what their friendship is like. That's what I mean. She's just a new person. They don't really rate her that much on the in the circle yet.
Yeah, but
So
like if I was the new person coming in, right, and I'm having
yeah.
a disagreement with a chick, and that's that's her girl right there, and her girl kind of
Mm-hmm.
sees how I done reacted from our interactions, me and her friends interaction, that she steps in and say, hey, are you okay? Like, I don't know what's going on with you, da 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 da. And then the friend I just got into it with comes over there and interrupts the conversation. I'm gonna feel like, okay, hold up. This is total friend control, because
Yeah.
why are you stopping her from having a conversation? You don't know what her next sentence is gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Was she stopping
She
the
might she
conversation,
might
or
have,
she was
yeah, but she might have said,
she
hey,
did she stop their conversation?
yeah, she interrupted the conversation.
Really?
Yeah, remember when
Right?
they were by the pool before they went on the trip?
That was when they were dancing, and
That's
Candice Candice was talking to Neka and was like saying that they can literally get over this, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. That was
That they
what.
can talk over this their difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the fact that well, but if but that's kind of a different case, right? Because she knew that they were talking about her, and she was like, if this is about me and it's about me and her, let's not even bother talking about it.
Yeah, but of course it was going to be about the two of them. I mean, they just finished that little interaction with each other. So
Yeah,
why else would Candace go over there and say something if she's not looking at
yeah.
how Becca reacted? She's new to the group, you know, and she just wanted to give her a little bit of comfort. And Wendy was like, nah, don't even do that. Come back over on this side where you belong, and let her suffer in what I just said to her.
Oh well, I don't. Well, probably because I might react the same way. So probably that's why I'm supporting Wendy on that particular part, telling her not to talk about their whatever is their friendship or not their friendship. I think I'm in support of it because probably that's how I myself would have reacted if
Mm-hmm.
my friend was talking about another friend I'm not in good terms with. So for us to squash it. So I don't. Maybe I'm biased to that part that I didn't feel like she interrupted me. conversation. But these other parts, she wasn't having a conversation with her, and it was not a situation of Wendy imputing her thoughts.
On
So
Candace.
is she judging the situation from every interaction that okay, that other interaction and this interaction? Well,
Unless
I
she
mean,
watches the show.
well, well,
Because
well,
she's new to the group.
what? But if my question now is Wendy that kind of person on any of her friends,
Or she tries to
on anybody?
influence their decision making, you say?
Yes.
Let me think about it.
Well, this is a new addition to the whole concept of things. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this this is somebody who has said that her mother was in witchcraft, and you know her
Mm-hmm.
family is practicing satanic things, and
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, Wendy's gonna have some a little animosity towards her.
The both
You
of
know what
them
I'm
have
saying?
animosity towards themselves.
You know,
They are not I'm not they are both annoyed with each other. It's on the same level. She wants Wendy to take accountability for what happened between allegedly happened between her and Lebe versus her mom.
right,
And Wendy is wanting her not to even talk about it because she doesn't know about that kind of situation. So it's understandable if the both of them feel a certain kind of way about each other. I'm not gonna dispute the fact that yes, they have this agreement between the both of them. But I just want to know where she was basing it though, because I know yes, she watches the show, she watched the show before coming, but
mhm,
where is she basing her own analysis about how Wendy is as a friend? Is Wendy really, maybe I am not saying it because probably I have blinders on for Wendy. Is Wendy really that kind of a friend that's, when you're a friend, she always wants to impute her thoughts and opinion on you?
right. I mean, you do
Because,
got you do have friends like that. That's like, hey, no matter what's going
yeah,
on, choose me first.
yes, I do have a friend like that. I do.
You know, no matter if I'm wrong or right, choose me first. You're my
Mm-hmm.
friend. Choose me first. Your loyalty should lie on this side, not on that
Yeah.
side. What we're talking about is two different flips of a coin. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's like, hey, you supposed to be my ride or die over here. Don't straddle the fence. You know, so
Well, I guess,
that's kind of what I'm saying.
yeah. I guess probably we'll have to have different opinions on that, and
Mhm.
probably maybe later on in the season, probably we'll see how it's gonna play out, because I really want to see whether
Right.
Wendy is really a like she said. But the only thing I just say is that she hasn't really have an input. Do you notice how they don't really like? I want her to have an input. Like I said last week. Now, thank God the storyline about the witchery and everything is over, right?
Right.
Now I want
Mhm.
her to to stand her ground.
Right.
Like let her get her position on this group.
Right.
Now
What is she
she's
bringing
always
to the
coming out
table?
as a afterthought. I don't know whether
Right.
it's you guys notice it, but I noticed it.
Right. I mean, I want to know what she's bringing to the table now since everything is over with.
Exactly. I want to know what will be the storyline now. Now, although we still know that in the future they're still going to have a clash because of the mid-season trailer that was put out, but I still want to know what does she have to offer apart from the witchcraft, because it's not this storyline is not going to happen again in next season.
Right.
So what will I be looking forward to next storyline when I say okay, the next season of the Real Housewives? What is her storyline going to be?
Hmm.
That's just what I want to see. Whether she's going to bring something really to the table that makes her be like, okay, be like, you know what? I want her on this table. I want her on this Housewives.
Right.
because really I felt bad for her during this episode because it felt like they were always thinking about her as an afterthought. Um, they were easily to push her to the other group. Whenever they were entering any car, they were pushing her to the other group to stay with Wendy, Karen, and Candace. Even when they were trying to get an Uber to go home, the only person that Giselle felt like she owed an explanation to was to call Ashley. She never said, "Oh, I also not needed to tell Nneka that we're going to believe in her." Only Ashley. And they didn't even plan to like, okay, is Ashley going to go with us? So I felt like she was being treated as an afterthought. Now that she doesn't really have any ammunition to be talked about or be pushed around to use against Wendy.
Hmm.
That's just how I felt. And I don't want that to be her storyline at all.
Well, hopefully she'll get one.
Well, probably her trying to have a baby, but we have seen that one so many times. And this group is not interested.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Candace would be the only one interested in that.
Oh, and
In the baby talk.
yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Because
Maybe that's what.
in the
Maybe
mix,
that's where they'll bond together.
Yes,
probably.
and then that's going to be an issue because Wendy and Aneka are not cool. So if Candace bonds with Aneka over them wanting both to have babies, then that may be an issue.
Right.
Yeah. But they didn't give us that in the season and in the mid-season trailer. But I would love to see that perspective. Them bonding over the baby stuff
Mm-hmm.
and probably causing issues between Candice. But although I know in real life there are no issues between Candice and Wendy, they are still cool with each other. So probably whatever happened between them was not big enough to make them stop being friends. So we'll see how that will play out. When they were having this conversation here, I did Candy's tears was just rolling and rolling. Even Robyn stopped crying. But hers kept on. I don't know her hormones are they that big for her to keep on crying so much. And they were having this conversation here. And I did understand her perspective right here so much when she was talking with Karen and Wendy. I did so much understand her perspective. And I feel like, do you feel like Robyn and Candice can ever go back to being friends?
Maybe if they keep the chitter chatter from in between their relationship. I mean, if they want a genuine relationship, they're gonna have to keep the Giselles out of it, and you know, uh, the Karens, and all the little
Yes.
backhand talk out of the relationship.
Mm.
It's possible, but like, really, will these women quit with the extra chattering? No, they're not. So, on that count, I would say no. But I say that it's possible if and only if.
What about you, Shep?
I don't know. I think Robin may hold grudges. But then again, she forgave Ashley. Remember when Ashley was coming at her so hard during the first season? She did forgive Ashley, but Candace was just going too far this summer with all of the interviews she was doing and the comments that she was making about Robin. And like you mentioned, Gizelle is not cool with Candace and says that she'll never be cool with her. So Robin, I don't know. I don't know if she will ever be friends with her again, considering what Candace did and the fact that Giselle does not, Giselle and Candace will never be cool. So they say. So I
Mm.
don't know. That's a very good question. I
Yeah,
think Candace
because
wants to be a friend again, though.
Yeah, because I mean, from what Giselle's
Yes.
saying, that she's getting death threats because of the Candace and
Oh, yeah, she did say
situation.
that. Oh, I felt bad
Yeah,
for her.
yeah.
But do you believe her? Because for me, I don't believe anything that comes out from Giselle's mouth.
On
I'm
this one I
sorry.
do. I believe this one because Robin got the same thing. I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago when Monique was on there, when Monique had that epic reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Robin said that she was getting threats like that, and Robin showed proof of it. People were coming on Instagram and threatening her.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But
do believe that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Giselle didn't show hers.
She hasn't shown hers yet, but I believe it. I believe it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't
because
think
these fans, like
that.
even with like these Love and Marriage Huntsville fans,
Yeah, fans,
these
fans bit
people,
toxic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Wow.
Yeah. But the reason why I know fans are toxic, right? I know sometimes the fans, sometimes we tend to go overboard with the love we have for somebody like the fan favorites. The people that get it better are those that are fan favorites. And those that are fan favorites on RHOP are Candice, Wendy, and Karen. The lesser people, the rest, Giselle, Robyn, Mia, and the rest, they always get it pretty bad, especially when they come for the fan favorites. I do believe in when I look at it as the fan base and everything people have complained about how the fans can be, I do believe Giselle that
Mhm.
yes, she could be getting death threats and the rest. But if I also look at Giselle and the amount of time she tells her stories and the way she twists her lies, and today she's having a version of lie, tomorrow she's having a different version, I tend not to believe her. Also, if I look at the way of reality TV, I tend to believe her. But if I look at her history, I'll be like, are you for real? Is this real? Because she tends to, make things a mountain out of molehills. So I feel like with the history we have with Giselle, is she really realistic? Is she really being truthful? Or she's just trying to get sympathy? Or she's just trying to be like, you know what, I got this death track. I want you guys to respect me. I want the hate to go back at Candace.
that's a good point.
you know so that's how me, I did say it, like, okay, I'm gonna push back this hate back to Candy. So if I say what she said to me made me do this, made me get this, okay, people might hate her, but I'm one person that works with every reaction you get from somebody. There was an action you made. Now you cannot determine what the person's actions, or you cannot determine what the person's reactions would be to your own action. And that's why you are told to respect and hold your own actions and reactions, because as you don't know what I'm going to react to. You
Right.
don't know how I'm going to react to certain situations, and we all react to things differently. You might react to things in a calm way. Like there's this Real Housewives in um Real Housewives of Lagos I was watching. Um there's this housewife there. She literally was lied on. Like the lies were very premium lies, lied on, bullied on the show. And she took it like with a calmness, Like even I was like, I cannot be this person. I cannot be this calm when I literally am being lied upon. My image is being torn apart. That's the way she reacted to her image being torn apart. Now, Candice reacted in a different way when things were being said about her husband. Now, the thing is that we should be careful of what we say, because the truth is that we don't know how people might react.
Right.
So she said what she said. Candice reacted how she reacted. Everybody to take the fact still remain that Giselle doesn't still understand that Candice doing what she did, even if she went overboard, even if she did more than we expected she was gonna do, but at the end of the day, Candice wouldn't have just sat down in her house in the morning and decided that, you know what, I want to accost Giselle. No, you did something that has caused trouble in her own family, in her own marriage. Who
Mm-hmm.
knows what she had to do for her marriage to be where it is now?
Mm-hmm.
And she is pissed off and she came at you so hard. And that's what we call the reaction because she never expected Candice to react like that. If she had been told beforehand that Candice reacts the way Candice reacted, I don't think Giselle would have done what she did. I don't think she would have come up with that lies against Chris. So at the end of the day, she should take accountability for herself that, okay, there's sometimes you need to realize that, okay, fine, whatever I am getting now, if I am getting death threats, at the end of the day, I contributed to it. I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. Why don't you just try apologizing for that stuff? Instead, she still came on this season and still concocted another lie, another version of the lie for the episode. Now, ask me, even if you're being getting death threats, for somebody that seriously gets death threat and you are seeing it and it's painful to you, why would you still come on the same show and tell another version of the same lie to make yourself feel okay? Then you ask yourself that people don't feel bad for you.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, if I'm getting death threats, that conversation is off the table.
Exactly.
We're not going to discuss it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But, it's the trickle down of cause and effect. You know, basically, is what you do if it's not the right choice, if you don't, if, if you don't suffer through it right now, it's going to come back later on in life.
Mhm.
With every wrong choice, don't know when it's coming. So maybe by her changing her story so many times about what really happened, you know, and I don't know. To me, it's stupid. It was a conversation. He didn't put his hand on you. He wasn't looking at you like you filet mignon. He wasn't licking his lips. He wasn't closing the door. Say, hey, girl, yeah, what's up? So like when can we hook up? I mean, like, it was a conversation. You know, and if anything, if you were gonna repeat it, you should have told it to Candace. Hey, Candace, we had a conversation, but don't build it up like, oh yeah, I felt comfortable and closed the door. Yeah. So yeah, cause and effect. Because you're changing the story so many times, people are getting upset. They don't know whether to believe you or not. Are you lying? Are you telling the truth? And some people, you know, they're diehards for these reality TV stars. You know what I'm saying? They follow everything about them, you know? So, yeah, you got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you do.
Yeah, good point. Like you mentioned about the threats that she says she's getting, but she's still working on the show with this person. So you made a good point. I didn't think about it that way. And she could be saying that so that she doesn't have to film with her or to try to get her off the show. Like I don't know if you guys remember when they were sitting by the pool when they were having the conversation about Aneka and Wendy and the cousin coming to the sip and see. Um, Candace said something like, Giselle thinks that if she can just ignore me, that I'll go away, but I'm
Yeah.
still here. Yes. So you hear
Wow.
them saying things about icing people out. Like I know you guys watch Married to Medicine. I don't watch it anymore, but I did see Quad's interview today with Carlos King, where
Mhm.
she was trying, she was insinuating that that's what they were trying to do to her,
Mhm.
get her off the show
Right.
by, yes. So yeah, good point. I didn't think about it that way. Thank you.
Yeah, and then another thing, if you're doing all this causation, and you're getting this type of reaction, You got kids you still trying to raise. You got one that's fixing to go off to college, and then you got one still in your home. Like, how safe is it for them? Why would you keep doing it? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not unless you got like hell of self defense, and you
Ugh,
you always staying strapped, and you got hell of the guard dogs. You know what I'm saying? And a safe room at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like bodyguards. Like, why do it?
I just hope that at the end of the day she will stop talking about this Candace stuff and stop putting more heat on herself. It's not worth it
Exactly.
at the end of the day. Well, let's go ahead. I saved this for the last. These two convos. um, we had the two of them had issues with themselves, and the both of them decided to call their individual husbands, and we had two different reactions, which was funny to me. First, let's talk about Chris's reaction. I would say this. I don't care how Chris is. I don't care how somebody will say, okay, maybe Chris is cheating on Candice, but at least he respects his wife.
Right.
He There's nothing bigger than you respecting your wife and you caring about her feelings. She was calling because she was down. She was calling because she felt thoughts and was like, I didn't like how things went. And he was trying to console her, trying to, make her feel better and being like, okay, maybe if you go out today and you go on your kayaking, probably your mood will come back up. He was trying to cheer up his wife. But
Right.
when it came to Robyn, the opposite was the case. That was very disappointing to watch. I literally gagged while watching the phone conversation. And my question was, you're doing all this crying for this kind of person? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
For me,
One.
because for me, I felt like it's not. You want to say something new for your girl?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I felt like it was not worth it. This conversation between Juan and Robyn, it's not a conversation that the husband and wife should be having. It was so, I don't know what language to use for it. It shouldn't have even be filmed. As in, didn't she know her husband? That's my question. Didn't she know how he was gonna react? Why did she? Oh my god!
I, I don't know. Maybe she was expecting a different reaction from Ron. Maybe she was thinking, like, if he hears me crying, he'll give me the comfort that I need. But instead, he went totally left on her. He's
Very
over it.
left.
He's done. He he's gonna do what he wants to do whenever he want to do. And if he gets caught, hey, there's an explanation for it that's going to sound logical to you because you're gullible. You're going to take what I give you. You're not going to question it. Like I said about being the FBI, like I said, I'm an FBI, but I stopped chasing cars. But, you know, um, yeah, she's not going to investigate anything. She's going to take it at his word because every time there's a problem, he blows up. He doesn't talk calmly, or
No, you remember,
soothing.
no, she's not supposed to complain. I'm sorry I'm cutting you short. She's not supposed to complain. Remember, he doesn't talk quiet. He talks loudly because of his years of coaching. So probably that's why we think she was shouting. So I don't think he was shouting. I think he was just being audible because, like she said, because of how many years of being a coach, so he always talks loudly. Yeah.
Girl, that's shouting to me. I would have been clicking all he would have been hearing was dial tone, and probably a text like, "Ooh, you wait when I get home." you know, because he was yelling. No, he was yelling. He was disrespectful. You know,
Yeah.
he's a narcissist. He screams. He makes her feel like everything is her fault. Because how she feels, how she buys into what everybody says. But everybody wouldn't be saying nothing if your ass wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you was just
Mhm.
go to work and bring your ass home and tend to these kids, attend to this house, tend to me, we wouldn't be having this problem. But no, no, no. You for the streets. You want to be everywhere, at the car wash, at the laundromat. You want to be everywhere. You want to do everything in every episode, every season. It's always you. You're the denominator here who is fucking up, you know? So, yeah, she's dealing with a narcissist, you know? I mean, this is a narcissist 101. This is advanced narcissist.
My
Yeah.
God.
I was gonna say what I find interesting. I guess the roles have reversed, or the tables have now turned because they've been together for such a long time. And when they first were together as adults, he was this big time NBA player, and she was, I guess, the stay at home wife, mother, whatever.
Right.
Now she's in the limelight, and now he's not working. So that I'm sure affects his ego as well. But as she mentioned before, that financially they're okay because he did get, I guess, a severance package or something.
Right.
But to hear him on the phone, I'm thinking, okay, this is like real life now. And he sounds like he
Mhm.
means what he's saying. Yeah. Like, you're letting
Yes.
these women get you upset. And she's just crying and crying. And like, we've never really seen her respond like this. And
Right.
I'm beginning to wonder, why is she so emotional these days
Are you
when
sure
she,
he's not? Are you sure he's not blaming? Like what um Wendy and Candy say, that she talking about the legal proceeding did not help his case. Are you sure
Mhm,
that's not what really happened? And he has told it to her several times, and
that's
that's
a good
probably what
point.
triggered her.
That is a good point. I didn't want to say it, but that could be, who knows, allegedly. Yeah,
And
because, yeah,
yeah,
right. And that's probably why, I'm not saying probably. It could be why she, like you said, triggered, so upset, crying, and then like him on the phone, you're letting these women get you so
yeah,
emotional. And like
God.
Giselle said earlier, she is extremely strong. And we've seen her be strong all of
Mhm.
these seasons. We never see her break down like this.
Right.
But now she is so fragile. Like, what's going on? Good point, guys.
And the fact that he was like blaming her for having emotions, saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why are you showing them your emotions? My God, what is she supposed to do?
How much can she take?
Like, what was she supposed to do? It's just so much you can take.
Yeah.
Everybody once in a while breaks down.
Yeah.
You are not an island. Nobody's an island in this life. One day it will become too much for your soul, body, and mind, and you will break down. And when you break down, it's now left for those people that love you and care for you to bring you back up, to
Yeah.
be
You
there
want.
for you when you're down.
Yeah. You want a soft landing. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You don't want to hit concrete. One is
So
concrete.
imagine you breaking down, and she was so proud telling Giselle when they were having their kayaking trip. She was so proud telling Giselle, I'm going to talk to my husband about what happened yesterday. Like she thought that he was going to be a source of comfort. He was going to be that soft landing for her during this breakdown. But if she was pissed off by what Candy or by what Karen has been saying to her, by what Wendy has been saying to her, they are just outsiders. The person that she needs to be looking at very well is her own person in the house. Because if he was like, "Mm, I'm not here to talk about this. You keep on doing this. You keep on doing this. Why are you getting emotional? Why you are letting this lady see you emotional? Like, I was like, literally, what you should be doing is try to calm your wife down, not judging her for being emotional. You can't blame her. You've been going through a lot. You guys have been going through a lot. God Almighty knows what is happening as a married couple. A lot. See, it's a lot of things. There've been a lot of. It's so much that she can take. The headlines at that period, the headlines was always about her husband. A lot of things coming out. Today there's this one story. Tomorrow there's this one story. It's a lot.
Yeah, he's doing everything that she asked him not to do. That's why he wouldn't sign that prenup.
So I said when the fact that he then said that way the way and was like, you know what, I can't do this. Like, I was like, jeez, he's the one going worse. I
Yeah,
can't do this.
he's checking out.
And literally cut the call on her, your wife, that is feeling sad, that told herself, I feel hurt, and I feel like if I talk to my husband, there'll be a moment of peace for me. But no, no. Instead, she got more heartbreak. How fair is that? And I felt, I don't know. Why did production film this? That's my question. Because it didn't look well for him or on him. Neither did it look well on Robyn. Because I believe that TV should be about teaching the young generation, people like us that are wanting to enter into marriage tomorrow, how we should be in a marriage, how things, when your husband is in a situation, how you handle it, how to handle issues and still be in peace. I literally would be watching this and be like, okay, wow, wow. So a man could literally, somebody I think that is my confidence, somebody that I think that is the somebody I should be trusting to comfort me, can literally treat me like he literally treated her like he didn't care.
I don't think he really does. It is what it is at this point. Like I said, he didn't want to sign the prenup because he knew that what type of lifestyle that he wanted to live. He wanted Robyn and the kids to be at the house, Robyn to go ahead and do your thing, Robyn. you know, I'll get my job, but hey, I'm gonna be out here in these streets. If I get caught up, don't believe it because hey, there's a logical explanation for this. Oh, you want to cry? Well, I'm sick of hearing it. You listen to everything that they got to say about me, but don't bring it here. He's a narcissist. And yeah, this is teaching women when they look at this kind of stuff. Hopefully, it's teaching women that if you got somebody like that in your corner, pack they shit up, or pack your shit up and go. Who needs to be blamed for a situation that you didn't create?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Time after time after time again.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna scream at me like it's my fault because I'm hurt. Okay.
That was bad. She shouldn't be blamed for anything that happened. If there's anything, it's okay, let's say it's a 50-50% shared about whatever issues they're having. Because it's the both of them that are in their marriage. It's not Robyn that is married to herself. She's married to one. One is married to her. So they should share equal blame to whatever. If if they are having difficulties in their marriage, the both of them should share the blame. But for you to push every single thing on her, like she looks like she aged how many years backwards?
Yeah, but
I mean,
you
or
gotta
how
you
many
gotta
years
look at
forward?
yeah, but you gotta look at Robyn. She pursued him again. I mean, if I'm remembering straight, she pursued him. He was nonchalant, like, hey, I don't care. I don't want a big wedding. I don't want, uh, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like she
Yeah.
pursued him because she wanted her family unit back, where he was just, hey, he was okay being a co-parent. It just until she starts setting the rules, like, okay, this is my house. This is a house that I bought on my own. Okay, yeah, Juan is gonna live here with me. We're gonna get married, but I'm gonna need him to sign this prenup. You seen how much friction she got from that? He wasn't signing nothing. So she kind of pursued him.
Well, is that reason enough for him to treat her the way he did, especially in this call? This call got me thinking that what is going on? What is going on behind the scenes? Because just with one call, it speaks volumes. The one call speaks a lot of volumes. And with the way she started out the call, she never anticipated, she never expected it to turn out the way it did. She thought it was going to be a nice conversation. They were going to, probably she even thought that her and her husband were going to bitch talk about the other wives and why they were coming for them. Probably she thought that was going to happen. But I felt like, even if you felt like you don't like the way your wife was getting emotional with the other ladies, there was a better way for him to have communicated his feelings or communicated how he felt rather than shouting on her and making her feel like her feelings are not valid. She even had to be validating herself, like, no, it's not, I wasn't crying. I was like, whoa, really? I think this is the only time I'm not someone that really feels bad for Robyn, because she has come for a lot of people. She has come for a lot of people's marriages on this show. But this moment in time, that call, I felt bad for her.
And Juan he's never been a comfort for her. I've never seen him comfort her, or even stand by her as a unit. So I don't think he has that in him.
Did you say stand by her as a human?
No, a unit.
Oh, okay.
But human, that's a good replacement too. Because that is unhuman to speak to your wife in that manner when she's upset and you're not trying to comfort her.
She had to start validating her own emotions. Like, although I know that tomorrow or probably in the next episode, she would, in one way or the other, justify why he shouted, why he said what he said. And that is even the most disappointing part. I really don't want to see that. For her to come on my screen to justify the reason why he shouted on her on the phone and literally cut off the call without even caring whether she was okay, or whether she has sorted her feelings, and making her feel like her crying, her being emotional with her girlfriends was bad. I feel like one knows that the ladies know that most of the things he says to, allegedly, in my opinion, that most of the things he says to Robyn are lies. And so him thinking out like, wow, she has gone again to defend me in front of these ladies. What would they be saying about me? Man, this lady, who? Why is she crying in front of them? This is a big fuck up. I feel it's his own guilt playing a game on him. Like his own guilt is playing a very, very big game on him. Like he is literally there, um, doing everything.
Yeah, one thing I notice about women who are in a narcissistic relationship, they make so many excuses for the narcissist. You know, like, let's say he's just rude. Oh, he's rude because he's hungry. Oh, he's rude because, he didn't get to exercise today. He gets a little grumpy. There's always an excuse for that a woman who's involved with a narcissist. They try to protect them with every little excuse that they could come up with to make it seem like that person isn't that bad. But I see what I see, I hear what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, he is there for the money. He's there for, because I don't see any real love. you know I just see a bunch of discernment in their relationship, you know and him always on the attack.
Hmm.
Have we seen them go out on dates? Have we seen him come home in a good mood?
I haven't really seen them like that. I, I did feel bad for her. Like, my God, it was embarrassing to watch. I
It was
literally,
hard to watch. I wonder if he knew that he was on camera. Like, yeah.
he would have known. They were shooting. He knew that they were there. I literally think one, like he always says, I don't care. I think one is in that phase, like he doesn't care if he embarrasses her. I think he's in that phase where he doesn't care, how she feels if he embarrasses. He has said it so many times. I think he said it last two episodes ago that he doesn't care. And I think he literally does mean it. He doesn't care what you and I feel. He doesn't care what we think or how we perceive their relationship. He doesn't care.
But he
So
should
if he
care.
doesn't care about
But he should care how she feels.
exactly, don't care about us.
Yeah,
Understandable. It's the both of you that are married. Don't care about people. People are gonna talk at the end of the day.
yeah. Don't care about
People
our opinions. Care about your wife
uh-huh.
and how she's feeling, how all this is making her feel. You know, a real man would reverse his actions and try and correct his mistakes. A narcissist is gonna keep doing what they want to do because they make their own rules. You just happen to live in their world. And it's either get on board or get lost. But if you get lost, I'm gonna beg you back because see, I gotta have somebody to boss around. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have somebody beneath me that I can talk bad to and crazy to when I'm ready to do it.
Hmm. Someone said on the comment section said, TV Watcher 925 said, the kids see all this and they know Juan and Robin are not together. He doesn't show her any affection.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Miss Mohammed said, men do what you allow. That I agree with you, Miss Mohammed.
That part.
Men do what you allow.
Yep.
And she has allowed one to do what he wants to do, behave how he wants to behave, and now he literally doesn't care if he's embarrassing her, if he's literally cheating on her, he doesn't care.
All right, he's like a bull in a china shop. Man, get him out of here. He wrecks pretty things.
I do feel at the end of the day, the people I feel bad, especially for, is the kids because they watch this, they see this, and they be like, okay, is this the life? Should our mom have even married our dad at the end of the day?
Well,
Because for me,
little boys learn how to be men by watching men, their fathers.
exactly, yeah.
They learn how to be husbands by watching their father. You know, daughters learn from their mothers. Either mothers are standing up against abuse, mental, physical, whatever, or they're a victim to it.
Hmm. I feel bad for them, like I do, for them to watch this. And sometimes I just, oh, it's just disturbing to me. Like watching it, I felt I never even expected to have emotions for Robyn ever. I never expected, but I felt every emotion I could feel for her, and I wish her well.
I do too, but
I
I
don't know
knew
what
that.
it is. You said?
No, I was just gonna say I knew that remarrying him was gonna be a mistake.
Yeah, and I feel like part of it is as he's home alone, jobless. It's a frustration. Now the wife is the one going out to work. Is exhausting. Even still, that shouldn't even be an excuse. That's your own inferiority complex speaking. It shouldn't affect your partner. You should be the one to deal with your issues yourself. Deal with your inferiority complex yourself. You know, don't try and transfer aggression. Like you're just looking for the weakest party and like, yeah, I'm gonna transfer every emotion I feel, every pain I feel, every hurt I feel. I'm gonna transfer it to the next person, and the person he wants to transfer everything to is one. I don't know. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, me too.
I felt real bad. I want to see how she's gonna play it out because, and I feel like she complains the fans are coming for her. The thing is that in previous seasons, she has come for other people's marriages. She has given her own 1 cent and opinions about other people's marriages. Even when it was Chris and Candy's issue, she gave her 1 cent about it. Now, people are like, you've been giving opinions about people's marriages, people's situationship or relationship or whatever. Why your own house is not in order?
Right. I mean, I don't feel like I've been coming for Robyn or any of the women. I just feel like, I'm gonna voice my opinion. You're on the show. I'm gonna voice my opinion how I feel, and what I see, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it out.
Mm,
And honestly, remarrying Juan was a big mistake. Her daddy didn't even want her to do it. When she said, "Oh, I'm gonna get me a, I'm gonna get me a house," and didn't her father ask her, "Is Juan's name on the house in your
yeah.
name?"
The father himself doesn't even trust one.
Exactly. He had his doubts.
Um, TV watcher. You said, what can we talk about Mia's version of the argument on in the car? I literally talked about it earlier on in the episode when we started up, and I was like, I did not understand why Mia changed her tone when it came to displaying or explaining to the ladies what literally happened between Robyn, Candace, and Wendy in the car. It was like it was shocking to me, and I was like, that's not really how it happened. And she just like went towards it. So we kind of had that chat. If you go back to the early minutes of the review, we had the argument. We had the chat about how Mia. Well, in my own opinion, I felt like Mia just over exaggerated and just wanted to focus more on Candace, as Candace is the one that is making Robyn cry. That was their easy target. That's the person they were going for. And they knew that if they say that about that, Giselle was gonna be riled up. Giselle was gonna be riled up and like, take up the mantle. Like she did actually. She did take up the mantle when she said it. So that's just my own thought about it. Oh wow. This episode was everything. And I think I'm kind of enjoying Harry Choppy a little bit. As far as they don't bring out this witchcraft storyline again, I think I'm good.
I did not like this episode. I thought it was like super boring in the middle when they were at that chicken thing. That was so I
Chicken thing,
cannot
yeah,
stand I can't stand Ashley. That went on too long. When they were sitting there and
yeah, that
showing
chicken
that
stuff,
chicken and
yeah,
petting, that was just ridiculous how they just kept showing that. That's all I wanted to add. But the beginning and the ending, was a lot better than the middle. The middle was horrible.
I agree.
yeah. I didn't like I'm saying what I'm saying is that I think I might start, I didn't kind of start rating it because of this witchcraft storyline. So I was kind of like
Okay.
taking a back seat from it. But now that I'm not gonna be hearing that for maybe a while, so I'm gonna be back at it. But this episode for me was a 4/10 because we got to see Robyn and Candice cry for like 10 minutes. We got to see the chicken stuff, the chicken bingo, the chicken bingo for like another 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, Literally the whole episode was about the chicken bingo and Robyn and Candice crying.
Mhm.
The only highlights for me in this episode was um the call between Juan and Robyn. That was the only thing that I say, yes, that's the highlight of today's episode. That was the only thing I really did see because I was kind of fast forwarding all the other parts. The bingo, the cries. I was like, you know what? It's unnecessary, 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 unnecessary. So that was just it. So, like you said, the episode was truly boring. But I think it got revived after the call because all everybody was talking about on social media online was that call.
Mm.
So it made it made the episode bounce back. Well, I want to see how after the call, what's gonna be the reaction of Robyn, how it's gonna play out, what defense argument she's gonna pull out for one for this call this time. And let's see how that will play out. It will be interesting to see how she's gonna play that one out. Like I want to see how that will play out. Well, do you guys have anything to round up? Because I think we're gonna end it here.
No, that was good. I really enjoyed you guys' take on everything. Thank you so much. And yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the next episode. Are they gonna have it this weekend since Christmas is on Monday, or
It's
Good
true.
question. That and
I never
the
thought
other show.
about that.
Yeah, I wonder if. Good question.
Are they going to as they're saying is mid-season break and mid-season trailer? Did they mean they're going to go on break?
there's a possibility to probably after New Year's Eve?
Hmm.
because
I
don't forget
just yeah,
New
I
Year's
just
Eve is the next week
yeah,
after.
I just checked. It says January the 7th is the next episode.
See?
Yeah,
January
you're right.
7th. Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be getting for Christmas and New Year's. Wow. So this is like, okay, next week is going to be the last episode, right? No, this is the last episode, right?
Right.
This is the last. This this is the last episode. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Wow.
for the next 2.5 weeks.
And for Huntsville is
Wow.
coming on Saturday though. Huntsville is
Is
coming
Huntsville
on.
coming up on Saturday?
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Okay. And because they have didn't fall on early holiday, right? So they are
It
good.
doesn't seem like it.
Theirs is on the Saturdays. The holidays is on Mondays. New
Hmm.
Year's on Monday, Christmas is on Monday. So it's not gonna be nice for them to actually watch to play them because a lot of people might not really be interested in watching TV series then. People might be wanting to go out with their families, have fun, do what they do on Christmas and New Year holidays.
Yeah, because
So
next day is New Year's Eve.
yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's good that they shifted it to the 7th. Wow. So the only show we'll be covering right now will be Lower Marriage Hotel. Hmm. Hey. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us on today. Those on the comment section, thank you, Miss Mame. Thank you, TV Watcher 9 to 5. We also saw Braylon on the chat. Thank you very much for coming up and being on the comment section, chatting out with us. And thank you for the viewers, those that actually watching the review. But don't forget to subscribe to our individual YouTube channel. We have ShopRite TV here. You can click on her subscribe button down below her channel to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have Unfiltered Uzo to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like and comment on our videos. We have different content, different stories on our individual YouTube channel that you would like. So you can also actually go ahead and watch all our other YouTube videos. We'll see you guys, I guess, on the 7th of January for RHOP. Wow. Wow. Anyway, guys, have a nice time, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.